You've stopped into another episode of Dad Crossing where myself, Nick, and my co-host Sean will have real, honest chats about the highs and lows of dad life. We'll laugh together at the craziness of parenting and the silliness of our kiddos, and we'll support each other through the challenges and tough decisions of fatherhood. Whether you're a seasoned granddad or a dad-to-be, we promise laughs, relatable, and sometimes raw talk, and expert help to tackle the tough issues. Not from Sean and me, but from the amazing guests we'll have on the show. So let's be dads crossing through life together. Sean, this is a glorious day for me. I just want you to know that. And I say this kind of sad, but also more happy than sad. This is the last soccer practice of the fall season. I have 3 months, and when I say me, my daughter has 3 months without any soccer. I love soccer.
Which means you have 3 months without it.
That's right. That's right. Sunday, we have 2 games on Sunday. Those are the final 2 games, and then we are done for the fall season. So, and then she wants to play indoor soccer up at a place in Kalamazoo, and so that'll start in February. So, November, December. But I mean, when I think of it, I'm like blown away at this girl. She plays soccer like 9 months out of the year. It blows my mind. Like, I mean, I'm happy for her. She seems to absolutely adore it, and she really does. But anyways, it's just, it's crazy.
I mean, she clearly loves it, which is good.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a passion, and it's not like a negative passion. It's
No, not at all.
Teamwork, camaraderie, fitness.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Oh. Yeah, it's just crazy to me that she does this thing. I will say, Sean, I really want to hear about London. I'm going to tell you about the tournament first, and then you're going to tell me about London. Yes, that Nintendo shirt. I want to hear all about it. So, my two stories from tournament weekend.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Looking forward to these. Sorry.
First, no. First story. So it is the second game of the first day. Our games were kind of crappy placed. Like one was at 9:30 and one was at 5:30. So it's just like all this time. And we couldn't get into our hotel until like 2. But whatever. We get in the hotel. We're done. I'm like, what do you guys want to do? Becca, anybody who knows Becca, my wife, is like, want to go shopping. I want to go thrift shopping. That's what she loves to do. And I'm like, oh, okay. So we get to the Salvation Army, which is the place she likes to thrift shop. She'll go to Goodwill too, but whatever. We had a Salvation Army. And I was like, listen, I have the canopy, the one that I'm supposed to put up for the girls. So I need to be there earlier than early. Like, the girls already have to be there 45 minutes before the game. I need to be there like an hour so that I can get this canopy set up. So it only leaves you like 20 minutes. Those 20 minutes roll by. So then I call her. And I'm like, hey, I was like 20 minutes up. She's like, okay, I'll be there in like 5 minutes. Sean, that was a lie because what happened next, it still took more than 5 minutes for her to get out there. So then I'm like, Ariel, just get your stuff on so that you'll be ready to go do the thing. Okay. So she starts doing her thing. And then all of a sudden, I hear whimperiness, which means something's wrong that she doesn't want to tell me. And I'm like, Ariel, what's going on back there? I can't find my shin guards. I don't know where they are. They're not here. Okay, full disclosure. I got out of the van. I looked in the bag, and I looked in the back seat. So I am somewhat as much a culprit as anybody else in this story with this particular instance. Oh. And I'm like, where did you put them? And she said, I don't know. I don't know where they could be. And I was like, well, they got to be either in our hotel room or your friend's hotel room because you went to both. You did because we got in late or we couldn't get in right away. She changed into swimming gear to swim in the pool in her friend's room. So I was like, I could be in your friend's, and we can't get in there because they're already at the game probably where we should be. And so then I called Becca back. I'm like, you need to get out here now because now we got a real problem because we got to go like 10 minutes back now we're barely going to make it to the game for like, we're only going to have like 10, 15 minutes before the game even starts. Okay. Like 10 minutes later, she rolls out. 10 minutes later, she rolls out. So I'm like, okay. And so now we're trying to figure out. She needs new shin guards. So now we're trying to figure out, can we find a store that we can just buy new shin guards at anyways? Because we were just going to wait for the fall season to end and then go get shin guards. Or do we try to make it back to the hotel room? Which one's closer? So I'm like punching all these things in here. And then out of the blue, like a little chirpy bird. Ariel says, "I found him." And I'm like, "You?" I was like, "What you mean you found them?" And she was like, "They were just in the bag." Hey, I own my crap. I looked in that bag as much as she did. I didn't see them, but they were apparently there. So she finds them, and I'm like, okay. So then we have this Team Snap app that has all the dates and times and locations. So I pull out the Team Snap app and I just like punch the address. It reroutes everything to where I need to go. 15 minutes later, I get there. We're way late. Like not way late for the game, but way late for the early. Like the game's gonna start in like 15, 20 minutes. We're supposed to be there like 45 minutes before the game. We pull in, and Becca's like, "Are you sure this is the right place?" I was like, "This is the place on the Team Snap app. I don't know what to tell you." So I pull out the canopy, we pull out the big chair, we pull out all the stuff, right? And we're walking down this lane. I mean, we're not in like a random field. This is obvious. There are soccer games going on. There are like probably 6, 7 soccer fields around us, and there's like one road going up the. We get like 3/4 of the way through the end of the road, and I'm like, you know what, Beck? I think you're right. I don't think this is the right address. I don't know what happened, but we got to try to figure that out. So then I turn around it looked bad, okay? Bad, like the weather did not look great. Like the sky was dark, it was cloudy, it was nasty. It could rain at any time. Just as we turn around, I swear to you, it was like somebody turned on like a faucet over the entire world, and it just utterly poured. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So I'm trying to run with this like canopy that's got 2 sad wheels, and I'm trying to pick it up and it's slipping out of my hand, and Becca's got the two chairs, and we're like we look ridiculous. By the time we get there, it looks like we've taken a shower with our clothes on, basically. So then I look on the text chain with the team, and I'm like, okay, there's a different address in there that apparently didn't get put in to the app. So we put that in. That is the right address. We're heading there. We finally get to the park. Like, we're going to be there like minutes before the game. But right before that, we were told basically the last game got canceled or pushed. So we basically have 40 minutes more at this point. So we have to wait for another game. Okay, cool. We're basically there on time, but not. So we're driving down the lane, and the parking at this place is ridiculous. Like, it's not meant for a tournament. There's like one long road that leads to like 5 fields at the very end where there's like slim parking for about 20 cars, and there's cars just like piled everywhere on this road, people trying to find a thing. And so then finally Becca says, wait, hold on. And I was like, what? And she's like, just pull in here. So I pull into this like side little area that I could find, and she's like, yeah, it's canceled. They canceled. After all of that, they ended up canceling our game. We were like totally soaked. We missed everything. It was the most ridiculous thing ever. So, that's story number 1. Story number 2, we got second place, and we got screwed out of the opportunity to try for first because 2 teams played their Saturday night game. That the rest of the teams got canceled. So it's a points tournament, so there isn't like a championship. It's just whoever has the most points, and if you have tied points, then it's whoever scored the most goals, and if you've tied there, then it's whoever scored the most goals, whoever got the most goals scored against them, or the least amount of whatever.
Yeah.
So
goal difference.
Yeah. So we ended up losing to the team we beat that morning. The next morning, we beat them 6-1. We ended up losing to that team because that team got to play their night game, and they got 3 points for winning, and they gave the rest of the teams 1 point across the board for 0-0 ties. So if we would have won that night game, then we would have gotten 3 points, and we would have won. We'd have won the tournament. So that's my tournament weekend. It was fun overall. Those were all like crazy stories. The story in the end ended up being funny, and it's cool, but we had a good time overall. So I will say that.
Good memories all around, though.
Yeah.
And now you know to take everything out of the bag while you're looking.
I guess, man. I mean, I still was like, Ariel, where did you find him? She was like, I don't know. It's tucked down in the very bottom. I was like, gosh, darn. Made me feel dumb. I don't know. But Becca always says, don't ask me to look for something because I suck at looking for stuff. So just more proof on that front.
It's a dad look. That's what
you did call it that. You did, yeah.
Yeah. I get called out for that all the time.
So,
I know where everything is most of the time, but if I'm looking for it, no chance. You might as well send a blind man to do it. They'll just
mhm.
open a cupboard. No. So, yeah.
Anyway, so now I want to hear about your adventures in London and the Nintendo store.
Okay. So didn't Logan didn't know about this at all. We were just going to keep him off school and like kind of ring and say he's got some kind of bug. He's caught it. He's not been very well over Monday night. He won't be in for the last 2 days of term. But at the same time, we also know that Logan can't hold his own water for toffee. So he'd probably end up going back and be like, I wasn't poor. I just went to London with my dad. And then So
And then the
so
fine rolls
Lindsay,
in, right? That's how that works for you.
yeah, something to that. So Lindsay sent school an email and explained that Logan had an awesome opportunity to do something to make really good memories, but we also tied in an educational visit to the National History Museum. So
It's fair.
it didn't look all too bad.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we kind of got him away around the school thing. So it's gone down as an authorized absence, but the kid has a perfect attendance. So touching wood.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing,
Hey,
nothing
I think you
from it.
did it the right way. I really do think
Yeah,
you did do it the right, because now he gets to tell his friends. He doesn't have to feel like it's some clandestine thing. I think you made the right choice.
yeah. So I picked him up from school on Monday. I spent all day Monday cleaning the house, packing, getting everything ready. So then when Lindsay came in, because I was on a jolly with Logan, like she didn't have to do anything. The dog went down to my mum's. I got the house all nice and tidy, made sure everything was like just so she could walk in, have a dinner, go to bed, kind of thing, and relax in the peace and quiet. So did all day, packed Logan up, made sure I had everything that I think he would need, like what we spoke about in the that topic for like during last week.
Mm-hmm.
So I made sure I had spare juice. I took his cereal that he'd like. I took all the teddies that I knew he'd like. I took all the electronics that I could think of that he would need. So headphones, iPad, Switch. Took my Switch, packed everything up, picked him up from school, and he was like, he knew something was going on because I kind of pre-warned him. So it wasn't a sudden, we're off to London. So he'd be like freaked out a little, but at the same time excited.
Mm-hmm.
So he came out of school and he was like, "What's going on?" Then tell me. I said, "I'm not telling you until we get in the car." And I took a video of it when I told him.
Oh, I want
And I
to
had
see that video.
yeah, I had a little salted pretzel with me, one of the big ones that they bake a little. I had one of those, and he was eating that. That was like a strategic thing because I knew we had like a 3 hour drive ahead of us, so I
Sure.
wanted to get something in him, and then we were going to stop half an hour before we got to the accommodation. So I sat in the car and I was like, right, how would you feel about going to London right now? He just looked at me like, London. I was like, yeah, we'll just drive there, like right now, go. He goes, well, what about all my things? I was like, I've packed everything. Everything's in the boot of the car. It's like I've got your teddies, I've got your like. There's a blanket in the back seat. You've got your Fortnite pillows on the back seat. You've got your iPad, your Switch, your headphones. I've got snacks, got your juice. It's all thought of. And he's like, why? I said, well, we're off to a Nintendo store. It's a pop up store that's going to open, and we get like pre public access. So we get like we're invited early to go. We have to take some photos, and we get to like have a look around, see what all the kind of different stuff is. You'll meet Mario and Luigi, and he was like, his face just went,
I bet, man. I can't imagine.
yeah. So he was really excited. That was really nice, and he chatted to me for a little bit, and then as we hit the motorway, he was like, headphones, iPad, and that was it. So the drive down was okay. The weather wasn't great, lots of rain, and then I have very quickly learned that I dislike driving in London, so
Yeah.
that was good. The accommodation we stopped at was really nice. Like there was just a double bed, a little kitchenette, table, TV,
Sure.
which as soon as we got in, Logan was excited about because it's the same TV he had, so he knew how to use the remote. So SpongeBob was on within like 5 minutes of walking
That's
through the
awesome.
door. Um, we went and picked up a few like snacks and bits and pieces from Tesco close by, and then we played some Fortnite. Just kind of sat in bed and chilled and played Fortnite. We didn't get there till like 9 p.m.
Sure.
So we sat and chilled and did that. The next morning, like it wasn't hard to wake him up. After all the
Oh,
traveling, I was like,
yeah.
"Is it going to be hard to wake?" And he was like, 7 o'clock rolled around, my alarm went off. I kind of got up, turned a few little lights on, started making myself a coffee, and he was like, eyes will go in and open it. He's like, "Is it morning?" I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Right, okay." And I was like, had breakfast, got dressed, and he was like, he was in his Super Mario t-shirt with his Luigi hat on,
Oh, so cool.
um, and like really excited. We set off. It took ages to get there. It took like an hour and 20 minutes to do 17 miles. It was unreal.
Were you driving or are you in the
Like this,
tube at this point?
we drove
Okay.
at this point. Um, we got to the shopping centre, and a massive shout out to the Shepherd's Bush Westfield Shopping Centre. It is immaculate, like huge, some great stores, but it was immaculate. I haven't been in somewhere as nice and as tidy as that before,
Hmm.
so big shout out to them. Found one of the interactive maps that they had, so you could go and you could just punch in like the store that you wanted, and it would give you directions from the interactive map you are, like go like a dotted line basically, and you were like,
Oh,
oh,
that's so
okay,
cool.
so I'll go here, turn left, up the escalator, and so I couldn't find Nintendo, but I found Lego, and in the email I had, it told me that it was opposite the Lego store. So we headed there. We were there early. Our slot was 11 mile 12, and we arrived a bit early. Kind of because I just wanted to see like how big the shop was, how many people there were, because that was a thing for me. Is like, is it going to be too busy? Because I've got to keep an eye on him while looking around, taking photos, videos, and stuff.
Sure.
And the guy came up to us outside with a clipboard, and he was like, "Hi, can I help you?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, we're here to like we've got an invite. We're here on behalf of the Nintendo dads, which huge thank you to them for the opportunity." And he was like, "Oh, okay, what's your name?" And took my name. And he's like, "Yeah, okay, your slot's 11 while 12." And he said, "Is it?" And he looked at Logan. And he went, "I'll be honest with you, the 11 while 12 slot is really busy."
Oh, no.
And he looked in the store and he was like, "It's very quiet now, so feel free to go in, and you like basically don't leave till 12. Just go in and spend as much time as you need in there. Don't leave till 12." And like I was like, okay. So quickly like sticking my microphones into the bottom of the phone and making sure everything was all like turned on and charged and connected. And we went in, and they were so good. Like the people in there were so amazing. The staff were fantastic. Like making a really good fuss of Logan, because he like they'll go around, and every time like a new staff member passed him who hadn't seen him, they're like, "Oh my god, it's Luigi!" and give him a high five,
So
and
cool.
they were really really great. And then there was just so much stuff in there. It was unreal. So like we were going around, we were looking at everything. There was loads of Animal Crossing stuff, loads of Donkey Kong stuff.
I bet.
Yeah. They had an electronics wall, so they had like the Switch 2, all the cameras and everything were there, all the different games for the Switch 2 and different accessories over there. They had Splatoon stuff, obviously tons of different Mario plushies, bits and pieces, some Kirby stuff, Zelda, and then Mario Family Life, which was a line that I'd never seen before,
Yeah.
and which is really really nice, like watercolor kind of designs. They weren't exclusive to the London pop-up store. I just had never seen them before. But they were really cool. They had these like cool stacking cups, which had like the watercolor like figures drawn on them. But as you stacked them up, it looked like the Finnish flag from like the original Mario games, and they were all sliding down it, and they all stacked up. And there was a red one for Mario, green for Luigi, and so on.
Mm,
And that was pretty cool.
that is.
And it was really cool to be in the same space as a lot of different content creators.
I bet.
So
Yeah.
if you look on YouTube for Nintendo UK pop-up store, you will probably see me floating around somewhere. I was wearing my blue Pikachu hoodie,
That's so cool.
but there was two women dressed as Peach and Daisy, and like they had a tripod, and they were like just plonking this tripod in places and running around. There was a guy that was doing like I think a live video,
Okay.
and at one point he like kind of pointed the camera at me with this big Donkey Kong cushion barrel thing. He's like, "Did you think this is some kind of hand warmer?" And I'm like, "Yep." Then we got a lot of cool stuff. Logan got a really cool zip-up hoodie that when he puts the hood up, he looks like a little red Pikmin,
Oh, that's fun.
which he absolutely adores. Like, he hasn't taken it. Well, he's worn it every day since. He put it on as soon as we got out the store and didn't take it off until like bedtime. I got this T-shirt. It was the only thing I bought for myself. I was like, I want
Is
the
that Osaka?
Nintendo T-shirt.
So,
Yeah.
oh, cool. So what was Logan's favorite part?
He got to meet Mario and Luigi, the big characters, and that was another bit where they were really good because we had a basket full of stuff, and I didn't want to pay and leave to go outside to meet Mario and Luigi because they couldn't get in the store because there was too many people and they were very big figures. So one of the organizers came across and she was like, I can hold your basket for you. I can put it to one side, and then you and Logan go out, have photos and stuff like that. And there was a big queue of people that was waiting to have their photos taken with them. They took us out and kind of like interrupted the queue and said, "Oh, we're really sorry. They're here for the private event," and kind of like let me and Logan in, have some photos. You can like got a high five from Luigi and
so fun
stuff like that. But yeah, it was awesome. It was the whole thing was really good. It's nice when, and it's not very often you get this in stores, but it's nice when you go into a store and everybody's kind of like making sure everything's okay for you and asking you questions like, you found everything you want? It's like, are you interested in anything in particular? They went, like I said, they made a really good fuss of Logan.
It's like that Disney World experience, isn't it? Like I don't know. Yeah, it's just like you go there and there's like a bazillion people there, but somehow you feel special. Like they're like it's just it's crazy how like there are very few companies I think that can pull that kind of thing off. So that's cool.
Yeah. And I, like, even when we were leaving, I got a video of Logan walking out the store with his Nintendo bag and stuff like that, and like, they were really like they kind of clocked what we were doing, so kind of pulled the sliding door to one side, and then as he was walking up and I was outside filming, it opened it up for him. So there was somebody stood there. And
oh, that's such a cool shot.
Just all really cool stuff. So, but everybody got a little something. Lindsay got a little pink Yoshi. Emily got the purple Pikmin that can't be poisoned, I believe. Who she's now called Larry. And a Navi pin.
I should have figured that's where that came from. I didn't think about that. Should have figured that was the thing.
Like I say, I got this T-shirt. I could use something.
What?
I get to post it tomorrow. In fact, I got the
This is totally news to me, everybody. I had.
I know. I wanted to wait.
Aw.
Yeah. So there's 3 things going. We got a free magazine in the bags. But I don't know if that was a collector's style thing or not for being there. But we've got 2 of them, so I'm going to send one your way. And 2 other things, and I'm not going to tell you what they are. Oh. So one of them is it's only exclusive to the London store, which isn't fantastically amazing, but it's like one of a kind.
Dude,
so
anything is. What are you talking about? Anything coming from the UK from you from a Nintendo store is amazing for sure. I don't care what it is. Could be could be the shopping bag, quite frankly, and I'd be like, sweet.
But yeah, I'll be sending that's I'm posting it out tomorrow morning. So what's this? This will be out Monday. So we're currently Thursday night. So the Friday just gone, everybody, I will have posted it to Nick, and hopefully it gets there sharpish. So
nice.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And I don't even have to ask you for your address because I already have it, thanks to us talking to Magic Mind a while back.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh man, you got me like looking forward to something all of a sudden. Jeez.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Well, I thought it was only fitting that I had this opportunity because of the Nintendo dads. We met through them, and I wanted to bring you in as part of the experience. So.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
It's all right. Anything for you, brother. So. But yeah, and then we did the tube.
Yeah. How after that, we kind of like. Okay. Well, first off, let me say. What I think we would call like a subway normally, or maybe I don't know. I always get confused what a metro is, if that's up or down, if that's above ground or down. Anyways, is a lot nicer than what ours look like. Okay.
Yeah, I sent the video to my mum of Logan going through the underground, and she was like, "That's a lot cleaner than I remember."
Yeah. Okay. Maybe you guys.
So,
Also, we don't have legit subway tile. Okay. On most of our subways, so that like white.
yeah, the white and blue.
Yeah. At least the ones that I've gone through, it's not something that we have. But like when you renovate a house and you want that kind of tile, it's called subway tile. And I always kind of wondered, like, so why do you call it subway tile? And I saw that picture, I was like, holy crap, that is the actual subway tile in what I think would call a subway. And so it just made sense. So,
Yeah.
anyways, move on. Those were my initial impressions.
Um.
Okay, is everything okay?
Yeah, everything's okay. I just heard him hollering, but I know he's playing on. He's on his iPad upstairs. He didn't like this. He didn't like the tube itself.
Okay.
So obviously he was at first he was blown by the idea that there was trains that ran underground, but then the realization that the trains were underground when he got there was a bit like, oh, and between the stations the tunnels are just dark. So like as we were
Sure.
walking down, and he could hear the trains, but he couldn't see them.
Mm-hmm.
A bit freaked out by that. He'd liked that as we were going down, when I told him the reason why there was a big draft was because the trains, obviously moving through the tunnels, push the air and pull the air around. So he liked that the breeze every now and then would change direction towards him really quickly. He thought that was funny. He says that reminded him of a Mario game.
I see that.
But then once we were on one of the tube trains, he didn't like it. He didn't like that it was dark. He didn't like that he couldn't gauge how fast we were going because you can't see anything but the train's moving and rocking around.
Okay. It's dark outside. It's
So
not dark inside, right? But you can't see anything
No, it's not
because
dark
it's so
inside.
dark outside. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
So so as you're
That
going
makes
along
sense.
really fast, usually when you're on a train, you can like look out the window
Sure.
and you've got a
Yeah.
reference for how fast you can go.
So do you guys have
So
any
go.
lights in the tubes? Because we have like not always, but like probably every I don't know. I'd say like 50 to 100. Like you said, it's hard to know, but you'll see lights every once in a while.
Not that I could see.
Okay.
It was just dark. So he didn't like that, and that was the first. So going from Shepherd's Bush to Notting Hill Gate, because that was the first tube we took. That was underground. He didn't like. He liked the second one, which was more of a metro train, which was like a short train between stations above ground. So it went through a quick tunnel, then poked its head out, and then went back into another tunnel, poked its head out again.
Okay.
He preferred that. That was okay. I'll stick on the tube first before I talk about the history museum.
Okay.
The train ride back, again, enjoyed the one between South Kensington and Notting Hill Gate because that was above ground. The second one, we kind of hit the return train between Notting Hill Gate and Shepherd's Bush at kind of like a peak time, like 3:30, 3:45.
Sure.
And it was very busy.
Mm.
It was very warm. And then the train that we got on had like graffiti on the inside, on the windows and the seats and everywhere. And he wasn't happy about that either. In fact, his comment as we walked out, bless him, was, "I didn't like that. I didn't feel safe." And I was like, "Oh, why didn't you feel safe?" Like I spent the whole time with my arm like around him and him pressed against me because there was no seat, so he had to stand up. And he said, "Nobody smiled. Nobody was talking. The graffiti was everywhere." And he says, it felt like somewhere I could have been hurt." I was like, "Oh, don't really know what to say to that." But yeah, so
I like your instincts, kid. Good job.
yeah. So Logan's experience of the London Underground. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Not sure. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, we didn't make any mistakes. We didn't end up in the wrong direction. I kind of got confused between eastbound and westbound at first. So like there was one train there waiting to go as we walked in for the first train at all. And I kind of like, Logan's like, "Is that our train?" I was like, "I really don't know. I need that train to move so I can see like the board on the other side of the thing, which kind of laid out the stations and which way it was all going." But yeah, figure that out. That was okay. All done, dusted, back and forth, no problem. And then when we got out at South Kensington for the National History Museum, we walked out, and dead in front of us on the other side of the street, massive Lamborghini showroom, just in the middle of the high street. And Logan was like, I want to go and stand in front of that. I want to go. And so, like, I've got pictures of him stood in front of these Lamborghinis, pulling all kinds of different, like, hand signals that he was doing. I have no idea what he was just giving it the rock and roll and
I
thumbs
love
up and stuff.
Being awesome. Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool.
doing all that while wearing a Pikmin hoodie. So, you know, cool as a cucumber.
Rocking it out in front of Lamborghinis with a hey, you know what? That's like, I don't know. That's good stuff. That's all I got to say. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I literally I said to him, "You look like a YouTube kid."
That's I was trying to think of like yeah. It's like those nerds that make it big doing their software thing or whatever.
Yeah,
Buying myself Lamborghinis and my Pikmin hoodie.
Yeah, the National History Museum is run by a charity. It's a free ticket system. We could have booked a ticket online, but we didn't. So I didn't think it was too busy. We spent 10 minutes stood outside waiting because like they were letting the people that had pre-booked tickets, they were letting them in first, and then which is fine. For something that's run by a charity and is as big as that and has as many people going through it as it does, the place was amazing. Like I was walked in, and the first thing you're greeted with is this massive blue whale skeleton hanging from the ceiling.
That's cool.
It was huge.
That's cool.
And then in like the atrium when you first walk in, there was loads of different skeletons. So there was a giant marlin like that was preserved in something. I'm guessing like formaldehyde or something like that, just preserved. So all its scales were still there. It wasn't like the bones; it was like the full fish. There was a mammoth skeleton, giraffe skeleton. There was just loads of different bits and pieces. There was bits of meteorite that was the like from the slices of the original meteorite, which hit the Earth 4.6 billion years ago.
Wow.
So it was all that kind of stuff. We did the full dino exhibit, which was cool. Lots of different like fossilized dinosaurs and stuff like that. Some of them you could touch, some of them you couldn't. Lots of photos of that area because Joe's little boy is a big dinosaur fan, so I was sending Joe pictures of dinosaur bones. What else did we do? We did the mammals exhibit. We did the birds exhibit. They were both really cool. We did the space exhibit, which was a pay to entry thing because it was it was there.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't the norm for them to have, so they have like a paid exhibit on as well with inside. So I'm paid for us to go through that because Logan's a big fan of space. That was really cool. Lots of interactive stuff. Lots of things that you could smell. Now, I never thought like I'd be able to smell space, but like they had different scents in these tubes that you could smell based on the mineral makeup of the planets that they know about.
Oh wow. Yeah, I've never heard of that. That's really cool.
Yeah. So like Mars smelled really like metallic-y dusty.
Okay.
Which was really weird. And which one was it? Is it Saturn? I think it was Saturn. It might have been. I think that's what the Dragonfly is going to. There's a project called Project Dragonfly, and they're aiming to try and send this drone all the way to a further planet, the furthest planet we've ever sent one to. And they could smell it, and it smelled like almonds because of the different chemical makeup of the atmosphere. It like had a really weird almondy smell, which was quite nice.
Well, I want to go there. I like the smell of almonds. I'm good with that. Almond milk smells really good. I'm down with that.
Yeah, and then I took Logan through the minerals exhibit because I'm a big fan of like the chemical compounds of different minerals, and they had everything like calciates to sulfites, everything. They're just like rows and rows and rows of glass cases of all different crystals and like how the different areas of the world and the temperatures and pressures and stuff like that all affected different things, and they had them all from like different areas of the world, but they were the same mineral, so they all look different.
That's awesome.
That was pretty cool. But you walked past this topaz, giant clear blue topaz crystal that was like 2 kilos in weight.
Oh, that's cool.
huge.
That's cool.
So did all that, and then exited via the gift shop.
Yeah. Sure. Classic.
That kind of thing. And then, like I said, tube ride home. I got back to the shopping center. Grabbed like a few more snacks for the car ride back, and then it took us 4.5 hours to get home. So,
wow. So when did you get home? What time?
I got home Tuesday night at about just after 9 p.m., like 20 past 9.
Yeah. Got up at 7, got home at 9. I bet you were dead tired.
Oh, I was, yeah. The driving took it out of me.
Yeah,
In fact, the driving took it out of me that
does.
much that yesterday I was still tired.
Yeah.
And the car did really well, actually. We got down there on a single charge. I didn't have to do a top up.
Nice.
Topped up overnight where we were staying because that was part of the package.
Yeah.
And then I think I had to. I had to stop. If it wasn't for the rain, I think I'd have been able to get home in 1, but because the temperature affects the range of the battery. And I was like, at one point, I was doing 179 miles to do, and I had 212 miles of charge. And they were kind of going down together really well, following each other. Then all of a sudden, the battery charger was like, "No, we're going to catch up to the mileage really quick." And I was like, "Ah!" So I had to stop and do a top-up charge, which I wasn't happy about. But it added like an extra 15 minutes on the journey on the way home. But we sat and ate snacks and watched the battery percentage go up slowly.
There you go. The life of an EV owner, right there. There it is.
Yeah,
I like it.
But other than that, fantastic. There was no massive issues. I didn't run into any snafus, apart from one in the tube. It wouldn't the gate wouldn't scan my ticket, and like a guy came across and he's like, "Oh, what's the matter? You're holding people up," and I was like, "It's not registering my ticket." And he's like, "Well, that's for zones 2 to 6. We're zone 1." I was like, "I bought these from Trainline. I put in literally, I wanted to go between this station to this station and return from this station to this station. This is the route that it sent me." He's like, "Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Do you have contactless on your phone?" I was like, "Yeah, but I don't want to pay to travel again. I've already paid once." And he was like, "Yeah, but there's a queue." And I'm like, "Well, that's not my problem.
Right, yeah.
I paid. I'm already a patron of this." And he's like, "So, like, this is really annoying. Like, I have the ticket. It's here. The ticket got me from here to here. This is my return to get me back." And he was like, "I don't know." Like, he's like, "If you've got contactless, just tap it with your phone. It'll be fine. It's the cheapest way to do it." And I was like, "I am not paying again." It's like, I don't understand, but this isn't happening. I've already these tickets cost me £28 as it is. I'm not going to pay another £12 just to travel in one direction whenever I have a return. It might be the cheapest option, but that's not what I'm going to do.
The cheapest option is for you to honor the ticket that I already bought. Actually, that's the cheapest option.
So at this point, there was a lot of people stood behind us getting really annoyed. And he just got his like override thing and slapped it on the thing. He's like, "Just go." And I was like, "Ha."
I won, sucker.
Screw you. Screw you. I'm out of here.
I love it. You're like, "How much do you hate the queue behind me? Because I could stay here all day long."
Oh, yeah. It's like, look, you are from south of the border. I'm from north of the border. What makes it even worse is I'm a Yorkshireman. So I am not paying again. We have the biggest pockets and the smallest arms.
I love it. Let's see. Those are the two big things. Here's the only other thing I want to ask you about, Sean, because this captivated me for like 48 hours. Okay, doesn't have to do with soccer or this. Did you at all pay any attention to this like Louvre heist that happened this week?
I should have done, but I had obviously the London trip going on, so I kind of just blinkered with everything. But apparently, it was like textbook. Couldn't have written it heist.
Yeah, it's like Mission Impossible stuff. Like you gotta like, this is like movie type stuff. You use a construction lift. You break into the top floor with glass cutting saws, and then they hold the guys up with some type of weapon. They never really verified what it was. They didn't hurt anybody. They get tens of millions of dollars of jewels, not including the heritage costs, which is unfortunate. Okay, I'm not like trying to like rah stealing people's stuff, but that's pretty badass. Like, you gotta admit, man, like, that's pretty awesome. Like, I mean, it's bad. You shouldn't do it. Don't do it, kids. But man, that's rough. That's rough. That's just like super rough. Here's the only other thing I will say. The only other thing, like, as I think about, if Sean, if you and I were like thinking about like heisting the Louvre, and you would be like, hey, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna get in the second floor, and then I'm gonna smash all the displays, and they're just gonna be glass, and they're gonna bust, and then I'm gonna take everything in. I would be like, Sean, they're not gonna be glass. They're not just gonna be like run of the mill glass. They're gonna be like bulletproof, tempered, super strong glass. Like, right? Like, come on. Have we not seen the movies?
But the thoughts are, if you can't get in, what's the point of having that line of defense?
Well, let me tell you.
If you make it that hard to get in.
Yeah, apparently they didn't make it hard enough to get in. Yeah, no, that was the part that really blew me away. The part that was.
Did they get away with it?
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh man, that's like.
Oh, you didn't know that part? Yeah. No, they did this in 7 minutes. 7 minutes.
What?
Yes, they moved
Couldn't
the
even do that on
construction
Grand Theft
lift
Auto.
up to the second floor, got up the thing, cut the glass, held the guards at bay in the middle of the day. By the way, they did this in the middle of the day. Held the guards at bay, smashed a bunch of cases, grabbed tens of millions of dollars of jewels, got back down the construction lift on these high-end like Yamaha like moped-y type things, and flew towards the highway, and nobody has any idea who they are. And that's that.
Oh, legendary.
I know,
That is
right?
like.
I don't know. I mean, the
Well,
only
I'm
thing
gonna have
is,
to look
like,
at
what do you do, right? Like, you can't now go to the pawn shop and be like, hey, I got some jewels here. What would you give them to? I mean, you're gonna have to really sit on those for a long time.
No, this is the kind of thing where you go, we have this idea, this is going to work. We need people that will just take these straight offers and pay for them as they are, in terms of collector's things that will now sit in a safe somewhere that nobody will speak of for years.
That's probably true. Yeah, some rich dude paid him. You think? Some probably. Yeah.
It's like when people steal high-end cars, and I'm not meaning like high-end cars from a showroom. There's a rate of people stealing high-end cars that all use keyless stop starts.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have to have like the card or the fob in your pocket, and you can walk up to the car and get and stuff. They're just using radar technology, so they walk up to your front door and put these two antennas up, and they pick up the frequency of the key, because that's constantly being transmitted by the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then they use that frequency then to unlock your car, drive away without using the key, without breaking anything. But they are a steal to order kind of thing. So I'm going to assume that these people were like, we're going to go in, we're going onto this floor. There'll have been so many times they've walked around and been and looked at everything and known exactly which cases they want to go in for the jewels that they want. They'll have had photos and people that like you said, it's a pointless thing to do if you can't make any money out of it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I was trying to find the thing of like, you're probably right, and maybe one day we'll hear about it. But I just read that they found like there was some house that was selling in California, and the buyer was looking at this painting and being like, is that a replica? And she was like, I don't know. She was like, I bought the house 5 years ago and it came with it. And he was like, I don't think that's a replica. And they found out it was like some painting that's been missing from a museum for like years. So now she had to give it back. It was worth millions. They had to give it back, but they're trying to like trace how it got to that house initially through the owners and everything. So it's really funny.
Yeah. And that's what will happen with all those jewels. They will just vanish for ages, and then they'll reappear somewhere in some kind of like headpiece somewhere made for somebody, and it'll just be like,
yeah,
or even split down. If they're a decent enough size gem, it'll just be split down and cut and reshaped.
That's
and you'll
the
never
bummer.
know.
That's the bummer if that happens, which it probably will. And it's just like, then you'll never know. That'll be lost to time at that point. So there definitely is bummer things, but man, those guys, I mean, listen.
Yeah, if you're gonna do it right.
Yeah.
But do it like
that's just crazy. So anyways, anything else for you on this everyday life?
I quit Xbox, like Game Pass, but other than that, no.
I did it last week,
Just
so
for
we're
that.
both Game
Yeah.
Passless now. So yeah,
Look at that. How the things have come around.
that's crazy, isn't it?
Roll on the free update from Nintendo for Pikmin 4 because
Yeah.
that's I will play that to its very death.
I'm on
Again.
Brothership right now. The kids and I are playing Brothership. I got it for my birthday because Becca was like,
Ooh.
it was the only game I saw you didn't have, the only Mario game I saw you didn't have in your collection. So she got me Brothership, which was kind of a game I was kind of meh on, but I got, if it's free, a surprise for my birthday, I was like, sure. So I just kind of unwrapped it. By the way, Sean, physical's dead, man. I mean, physical is dead. So she got me the physical box. I don't have any physical games at all. We were at the hotel. I don't do the pool thing with Ariel's team because it's just like 50 girls and a bunch of moms, and I'm like, Becca, that's on you. I don't want anything to do with that. So I just like every time there's a tournament and they're doing the pool thing, I just stay upstairs. Well, I put the cartridge in. I'm like, I'm gonna try this Brothership game.
Download.
I need an update for the thing. It won't connect to my Switch won't connect to the hotel Wi-Fi because it needs that like handshake from an internet from like the operating or whatever, the browser that it can't get. So now I can't do that. And I'm like, all you people that love physical because you think he's going to preserve your games, they're dead on arrival. Like you just like they don't work. They don't work from the beginning. They all need updates. So that's my old man rant. Maybe a young man rant. So I don't know. Anyways, it doesn't work.
I mean, we're that fantastic blend of generation, aren't we? Where we kind of the last generation that knew without technology, grown up with it and adapted to it, and now like angry at it because it's stealing all the things that we like for nostalgia.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, physical's dead. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. Well, on that note, thank you very much, everybody, for listening. Sorry I rambled on for so long about the London trip, but it was very exciting. If you follow the Nintendo Dads at all, you'll see all the photos and videos and stuff like that. They'll be posting that out, but we'll also be retweeting it from a Dad Crossing X page and our own personal pages, which you're going to hear about shortly in the outro. So thank you very much, and until Wednesday, see you later.
See you later, guys.
Thanks for tuning in to Dad Crossing. We're here to remind you that this podcast is made by dads for dads. It's a place where all of us can come together, share a laugh, and tackle the wild ride that is fatherhood. If you want to keep the conversation going or just need a safe space to chat or ask for help, you are always welcome to reach out. You can find me, Sean, at Sean_Abbott. You can find my good friend Nick at Nick10Do. And of course, give our social media platforms a good look over because that is where we share all the updates, all the laughs, and all the things dad life. That is, everything is at Dad Crossing. For anything more, feel free to drop us a message at team@dadcrossing.com. And until next time, stay strong, stay connected, and remember, you're never alone on this journey. We'll see you in the next episode of Dad Crossing.